What's up everyone, my name is Marie, welcome to my channel and welcome to another speed build. So for today's video I'm building in Brightchester and I'm building a little townhouse. I'm so excited about this build because it's definitely been a long time since I've built anything in Brightchester, and I'm also building this house for students, which has also been a while since I've done that. So yeah, I'm just very excited about this house and I'm very happy with the result too. I'm very happy with the way that this little townhouse turned out. I was actually at first wanting to make it full-on student housing, but then I decided against it because I really wanted to include a full kitchen, and if you didn't know, you can't do that for student housing in The Sims 4. Student housing can only have a little like kitchenette with a fridge and a microwave and stuff, but you can't have like a full-on stove and oven situation. But I really wanted this house to be self-sufficient, if that makes sense. So I really wanted to include a full-on kitchen. But if you want to turn this house into student housing, then I think you can just delete the stove and the oven and then you should be fine. I'm using one of those little toaster ovens though from Dream Home Decorator, so I'm not sure. Maybe you're allowed to have a toaster oven, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, just delete the stove and the oven and then you could easily turn it into student housing, I think. I haven't actually tried it, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Or that's how simple it should be for this little house at least. But yeah, like I said, I am furnishing this house for students because I really wanted to do something different. I've been really enjoying building little family homes and just regular residential homes, if that makes sense. So I really wanted to do something different for furnishing a place. So I decided to furnish this one for students. And this house has room for 4 students total, like 4 roommates total. It has 3 bedrooms. One of them is a shared bedroom with a bunk bed. And then the other 2 bedrooms are just single beds, or just single bedrooms, if that makes sense. So yeah, this house has room for 4 Sims total. And I think that this house would be a lot of fun to play with the roommate system. For university, like if you're doing university gameplay, then I think the roommate system for this house, it will be so much fun. Obviously, since this is not actual like student housing, you are gonna have to purchase the house and then have roommates move in with you, which obviously is gonna be expensive and not realistic. Like a student cannot afford a house like this, but I was more so thinking that the Sims would be renting this place with the 4 of them. So none of the Sims living here would actually own this house, they would all just rent it together. That's really how student housing works in my country. I'm from the Netherlands and we don't really have campuses in my country. That's not really how it works. I mean, I'm sure there are campuses with student housing somewhere, but not that I know of. It's just not how it works. The universities are also a lot smaller than the universities in the United States, for example, which is what university, like the Discover University pack is based on. Like it's very American, and that's not how it works in the Netherlands, at least. The normal thing to do here for student housing is you move to the city where your school is located. You don't even have to, since this country is so small and the public transport is very good here. So you don't even have to live in the city where you're studying necessarily, but mainly that is what happens. The most regular thing to do is, or the thing that's the most common, I guess, is you move to the city where you're going to study. So let's say you're moving, so let's say you're starting school in Amsterdam, then you're gonna wanna move to Amsterdam, which obviously is gonna be ridiculously expensive, but that's not the point right now I'm trying to make. So you're gonna move to Amsterdam because you're going to school there. There is not gonna be a campus. You're just gonna have to figure out your living situation for yourself. But usually what happens is there are a lot of rooms that you can rent throughout the whole city. And those houses are then usually just full of students. Like every student rents a room and then you share the house, basically. That's what happens most of the time. And so that's definitely what I was thinking for this little house. Obviously this house is super nice. You're not gonna find a house this nice. Well, you could. I mean, you could find a house this nice in Amsterdam, but it's not gonna be like a standalone house. That sort of thing doesn't really exist in Amsterdam, especially not for students. But yeah, that is kind of the situation that I was thinking for this house. So a few students, or like 4 students total, are living in this house. They're renting this place. They're paying their rent based on how big their room is. So for example, there is one shared bedroom, but they also have an ensuite in this house. So their rent is probably not gonna be the same as the smaller bedroom downstairs, where it's probably gonna be a lot noisier. That doesn't have an ensuite. Like that room, the rent for that room is probably going to be a little bit cheaper. That's usually how it works. But for The Sims, obviously that it doesn't work that way, which is okay. But yeah, I think this house would be a lot of fun to play with the roommate system. I'm very tempted to do that myself. I really enjoy the university gameplay in The Sims 4. It's been a while since I've played with that pack. I do think that it's very difficult though. At first, I don't know what I was doing wrong, but the first time I was using this gameplay, or doing this gameplay basically, my sim just kept failing and I didn't know why. I still don't know, to this day, I still don't know why that happened, because I had her do all of her homework and all of her projects and turn everything on time and stuff like that. But I think the thing that I forgot to do, that is the most important thing to do, obviously, is have your Sims study for their tests. And I wasn't aware the first time I was playing through this gameplay, I wasn't aware that that was something you could do. So I just didn't have my Sims study for her tests, which was a big mistake. So I think that that is what happened and why my sim was failing. However, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, like I was saying, I think that this house would be a lot of fun to play with. So I really wanted to make this house, like, use all of the space in this house. So I really wanted to try and fit in as many Sims as possible. And I think 4 is definitely the max. I mean, you could turn the smaller 2 bedrooms into shared bedrooms if you wanted to, but that is just gonna be super small and not very realistic. Well, I mean, in America, the dorm rooms are very small and pretty much always shared, if I'm not mistaken. That's, I mean, to my understanding, that's what I know. Over here, it doesn't really work that way. You're probably always gonna have a bedroom for yourself, and then the rest of the house you're gonna have to share with your roommates, basically. But yeah, you could always turn the smaller 2 bedrooms into shared bedrooms if you wanted to. I just decided not to do it because I really wanted to keep this house a bit more spacious in that sense, and maybe a bit more, I don't know if luxurious is the right word for it, but it is nice to have your own, like, personal space in student housing, like in a house like this. So that's really what I was trying to go for. So yeah, I furnished the house for 4 students total, and obviously I'm starting off by furnishing the kitchen and the living area. I did want to make sure, like I said, to place a full-on kitchen, so that's what I did, and I'm really enjoying the layout for this kitchen. I was fiddling around with it a little bit for a while because the window situation made it so that I couldn't center the stove or the sink like underneath the window, and it always drives me crazy when I can't do that. So I just had to fiddle around with the layout a lot, but then I figured it out. I like how the fridge is right next to, like, the back door, and then there is the stovetop next to that, and then there is a sink and stuff like that. I don't know, I'm just really enjoying the whole layout for the kitchen. And then I decided to actually place a little toaster oven because I haven't really used the toaster ovens before, and I thought that a student house like this would be the perfect opportunity to use those little toaster ovens, because that's, I mean, it makes sense to have that in a student house like this. I don't know, I just feel like it's nice. So I decided to use the toaster oven in this house, and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, the house has a nice full-on dining table. I was definitely thinking that the Sims living here, the roommates living here, they're definitely friends too. So they spend a lot of time together. They at least have, like, a roommate dinner every week, like at least once a week, they will sit down in their house around this dining table that I'm cluttering up right now. They will sit there and have dinner together and spend time together. I don't know, I just feel like that's very important to them. They like spending time together every once in a while. Obviously, they all have their own lives going on and their schoolwork and stuff like that. They're probably all in different majors and stuff like that. So they all have their own thing going on and their own friends too. But then they are also friends, like the four of them are also friends. So they really want to spend time together as much as possible. So they're really trying to do that. And I feel like this house is actually perfect for that. They also have a nice backyard, or side yard rather, with like a ping pong table and just spaces to sit down and have dinner outside or just hang out outside. So I feel like they also really enjoy inviting their friends over, having parties in their backyard, because I mean, they do have quite a spacious house and quite a spacious outdoor space as well. So yeah, I feel like they would probably really enjoy inviting their friends over and having parties and stuff like that. So that's really what I was trying to go for. And I think that this house would definitely be a lot of fun for university gameplay. But yeah, like you can see, I made the house quite colorful. I used these green and pink tiles in the kitchen that I'm really enjoying. I was thinking that this townhouse is probably quite old, but then on the inside, it has been kind of recently renovated. They do have a nice, newer looking kitchen. It's not the most like luxurious, nice, modern kitchen. It's more on the cheaper side, but it is fairly new. So I was thinking that this house was probably renovated not too long ago. There are 2 bathrooms in this house, like I said. There is one downstairs bathroom, and then there is one upstairs full bathroom, but that one is an ensuite. So yeah, the 2 Sims sleeping in the shared bedroom with the ensuite obviously have their bathroom, and then this downstairs bathroom is mainly for the other 2 bedrooms to share, but it's also a guest bathroom because it is the only bathroom downstairs. And I think that's quite realistic. Like, you're not gonna have all these bathrooms in a small little house like this. So, I mean, I think 2 bathrooms for 4 Sims is not too bad. I think that gameplay-wise, that works out just fine. But yeah, you can really see the common areas of this house come together. I'm really enjoying how it looks. I think it's very warm and cozy and very inviting. And then downstairs, we have the first bedroom. I furnished this bedroom for a Sim who is very much into sports. I thought that was a fun personality type to include for this house. So that's what I decided to do. I'm also not exactly sure if these Sims go to Brightchester or Foxbury University, maybe both. Maybe 2 of them go to Brightchester and the other 2 go to Foxbury. I'm not quite sure. But I don't think there is that much rivalry going on. I mean, that's kind of like the thing. That's kind of like the thing for the Sims Discover University gameplay, is that Foxbury and Brightchester are opposites and there is a little bit of rivalry going on. But for this household, like for these Sims living here, I wasn't really thinking that. I was just thinking that they could go to the separate schools and get along fine. So that's really what I was going for. But yeah, you can see this bedroom come together. I tried to include a lot of sports clutter and stuff like that, and I think it turned out nice. I used the bright blue bedding for this bedroom, and I think it's very cute. And then I use this desk. I think this is supposed to be like a teacher's desk. It's an unlockable item if I'm not mistaken. But I decided to use it throughout this house. The other bedroom upstairs also has that desk, and then the shared bedroom I think has a different desk. Yeah, it has a different one. But I used 2 of these desks because I thought it would be nice. Maybe these desks would already be here in the bedroom and you can just use them. They didn't have to buy the desks themselves. Maybe they didn't even have to buy the beds. I don't really know. Maybe the bedrooms came kind of furnished, or like at least half furnished with a bed and a desk and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I just really liked using this desk. It looks very university-like in my opinion, so that's what I was enjoying about it. But yeah, I included some sports clutter, some sports posters and stuff on the wall, and then some clutter on the floor as well. I think this bedroom is my favorite. I'm pretty sure it's the smallest one, but I think it's my favorite. I just like the color scheme in here, and I like how cozy it looks, and I don't know, it's just very nicely cluttered in my opinion. So I really enjoyed that bedroom. And then I actually at some point decided to include laundry for this house, which isn't something I would usually do for university housing or a house meant for students rather. But for this house, I figured why not? And I was actually inspired because the other day I was touring the shells for my shell challenge. I was touring the builds that people created with my shell is what I'm trying to say. And then someone included laundry on the landing area. And I thought that that was so smart because that's so realistic. And I don't know why I never thought to do that before. So when I was decorating this tiny little landing area, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna include laundry. I'm just gonna do it. And I think it looks so cute and it's such a nice use of space too. So that's a fun little extra gameplay aspect, I guess. I mean, it could also be very annoying. I haven't really done laundry and university at the same time, so I can totally understand if it's very annoying, but I just, for the sake of realism, I really liked to include the laundry machines for this build. But yeah, for the single bedroom upstairs, this one is very cutesy and pink and has all the little like pastel colors. And I was definitely thinking that the sim living in this room, they are really the kind of sim that try to make the house cozy and they really want to make the house feel homely, and they're probably also on top of like the cleaning schedule and stuff like that. But yeah, they really like to spend time with their roommates. This sim is probably also the sim that like makes sure that everyone is home on a specific day so that they can have dinner together. And this sim is really on top of their quality time together and making the house feel homey and cozy and making sure that there are plants in the house and that the plants get watered, stuff like that. I was just kind of thinking that the sim living in this room is like that. They really like to have that homey, cozy feeling. And they like to share that with their roommates. So I can totally understand too that sometimes their roommates will get a little bit annoyed because just this week they don't really have time to have dinner together because they have all this stuff going on. And then this sim would be like, no, but we have to have dinner together and you have to be home on that day, stuff like that. So I can kind of imagine little fights going on because of that. But I was definitely thinking of this person as a girl. She is just like that. And then for the shared bedroom, this is where I kind of got stuck. I don't know. I was trying to think of the personalities for the Sims sleeping in this bedroom, but for some reason, nothing came to mind. I do like how this room turned out. I do like the color scheme of it. I like the bedding. I think it's very cute. I really enjoy this room. By the way, I was definitely struggling placing the bunk beds because of the window placement in this bedroom. I, for the life of me, couldn't figure it out. But in the end, I did actually figure it out. And I felt like, I mean, the bunk beds, they look a little bit awkward where they are. But it's fine. It's the only place where they really worked without blocking a window, in my opinion. And I really didn't want to block a window because that looks even more awkward. So I really didn't want to do that. So I was definitely struggling trying to place the bunk bed somewhere, but I feel like this one makes sense. And then these, the Sims sleeping in this bedroom, they have a shared desk. I used the dining table for that purpose because I really wanted there to be 2 desk chairs by the desk, because obviously I wasn't gonna have enough space for 2 full-on 2 separate desks. Like that was not gonna work. So that's why I placed a dining table with 2 chairs so that they have a shared desk. And I think that this works. I think it looks very nice. And then, I mean, the floor plan for this bedroom, or like the layout for this bedroom, I should say, is a little bit awkward. It works, but it's a little bit awkward. But yeah, for the personalities for these Sims, I'm not quite sure. I was thinking that they were very good friends, which is why they decided to save money and rent a room together, and just stay in a dorm room together or in a student room together, so that they can really save money that way. And I think that you might have to be very good friends to be able to do that without getting into fights and stuff like that. So yeah, I was thinking that these Sims could be very good friends. But for the rest of their personalities, I don't know. I wasn't quite sure what I wanted them to do. I was thinking that maybe one of them could be very much into traveling, which is why they want to save money on student housing, because they want to save up as much money as possible, because when they get out of school, they want to go on a long journey. They want to travel the world. They want to see places, go places. So that's what they're saving up for. And that's why they're trying to save money on rent, basically. So that's one of the things that I was thinking. Then for the other sim, I was not quite sure. So let me know if you're looking at this room and thinking of Sims, like thinking of different personalities for the Sims staying in this bedroom. Definitely let me know what you think these people, these Sims could be like. For some reason that sometimes happens, because for the rest of the Sims in this house, like for the rest of the household, I could really see it come to life. Like I could really just imagine these Sims, and I can just totally imagine how they are as friends and their interactions and what they would be like, what their lives would be like. I could totally see it, except for the two Sims sleeping in the shared bedroom. I don't know why. It's just sometimes your imagination just, I don't know, you just got a little bit of a storytelling block, I think. Rather than a builder's block, it's just like a storyteller block. I'm not quite sure what to call it, but I feel like that's what happened to me. But yeah, this shared bedroom, as I said, it does have an ensuite, which is very nice. I mean, it's not like a luxurious ensuite or anything. It has the same items as the bedroom or the bathroom downstairs. But it is nice. They do have their own ensuite, so I feel like that's quite nice to have, especially for student housing. Like that does not happen all that often. And then for the side yard for this house, I think this one turned out very cozy. I was trying to go for not too expensive looking furniture, so they do have this a little chess table on the porch, because I just thought that would be a nice skill building item to have. You could also just go to like the commons for computers and playing chess and stuff like that, or just go to the library or something. But I feel like it's nice to also have some skill building items included in the house. So that's why I placed a chess table. I also placed a yoga mat, because I was definitely thinking that the Sim sleeping upstairs in the single bedroom, she would be very much into yoga and wellness. So that's why I placed a yoga mat in the backyard too. And obviously also a keg stand, because this is university housing, so you're gonna want to include one of those. And also a ping pong table. So yeah, this is definitely a very nice backyard for the Sims to have little parties, invite their friends from college over, and just have a little bit of a party, drink some juice, play some ping pong, you know, that sort of thing. This backyard is just perfect for that. And I was going for a little bit of mismatched furniture in here. As you can see, they do have quite a nice couch in the backyard, or like that backyard sofa, which is very nice. I was definitely thinking that maybe they got that secondhand, or maybe one of the Sims' parents brought it over. They could just borrow it or have it for this house over here, something like that. It's just like a secondhand, but still very nice looking sofa. And then I just placed a couple of plants and stuff like that, because I did want this backyard to look at least somewhat cozy and somewhat homey, and I think it turned out nice. But yeah, that's actually already it for the speed build. So let's jump right into the game and I'll show you the house in real time. So here we have the house in the game. I love how cozy it looks, and it definitely looks like an older little townhouse in my opinion. So I'm very happy with the way that it turned out. I love the cluttered side yard. I tried to make it as full of stuff as possible. We have a chess table, we have a ping pong table, we have a nice spot to hang out. There is a yoga mat, a random ball back there too. This keg stand that if you want to use it, you might have to place it somewhere else, like get rid of the yoga mat for the time being and then place the keg stand like over here, something like that. And then they have this nice picnic table out here. I don't know, I just think it looks very inviting and cute. And then I parked a bunch of bikes out here as well, which is how these students get around, I was imagining. Then when we go inside the house, we have this open little floor plan. My Sim is sitting here because I I was just playtesting the build. But we have the front door over here, and then this little entryway over here where they can store their shoes, stuff like that. And then over here we have the kitchen. So I used one of these little toaster ovens, and we have the sink over here. This countertop, this corner piece, is free of decorations, so your Sims can use that for cooking. Then we have the fridge and the stove over here. I don't know, I just love the kitchen and how it's built around this back door. I think it's quite realistic in a sense, and it's very cramped and cozy. Then over here we have the living slash dining space, where I was definitely imagining these Sims would spend a lot of time together. So I did also include a gaming console so that they can just play games together. There are some wall decorations, a nice dining table back here, and a bookcase. Then over here in the corner we have the downstairs bathroom. This one is very cramped, very small, as you can see, nothing special. And then over here we have the first bedroom. This one is for the Sim who's very much into sports. They play a lot of sports. They have all of their posters over here. They have their prize that they won probably sometime, and just a whole bunch of sports related clutter on their desk. This bedroom is definitely my favorite out of all of them. I don't know why. It's nothing too crazy, but I just love the color scheme, and it's just so vibrant and cute. So then when we go upstairs, we have the laundry machines in the landing area. I love this detail. I just think it's so cute and such a nice, fun, extra aspect for gameplay. Then over here, we have the very pinky and cutesy bedroom. I repeated this desk in here, but just in a different swatch, and I cluttered this one up as well, but this one is a little bit more on the girly side. As you can see, we have some decorations on the wall, some posters, some paintings. So this bedroom is definitely a little bit more cutesy and a little bit more cluttered. We have some makeup over here next to the mirror, and a nice large dresser with some hair products, and then some extra shoes behind the bed. I just thought that that was very realistic. And then over here on this side, we have the shared bedroom. Don't get me wrong, I love this one too, but I just wasn't sure about the personalities for the Sims sleeping here. I do like the color scheme though. There is a lot of bright blue and green going on, and then I toned it down a little bit with this couch and rug situation. They have a couple of dressers over here, or wardrobes I should say, and then their shared desk over here. I mean, it's definitely very cozy as well. And then they have their own ensuite, which is very, very nice. The bathroom is nothing special though. It's kind of similar to the one downstairs, except this one is a little bit more spacious. So I had a little bit more space for some decorations, but that's actually it for this house. So this student townhouse is up on the gallery, and it comes in at just over 61,000 simoleons. So it's quite expensive, but if you're playing with money cheats, then this shouldn't be an issue at all. I still think that this house would be very fun for gameplay. Though, yeah, like I said, you might want to play with money cheats for this one. But that's actually it for this build. So you can obviously go ahead and download it off the gallery if you want to. My username on the gallery is Simmarysims. You can also follow me on Twitter and on Instagram if you'd like. My username on there is Simmarysims as well. If you're not subscribed to my channel already, feel free to do so. And if you want to be notified of every single time I upload a video, just click that little bell icon and you should be fine. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!